I died for 10 minutes and 23 seconds, and what Jesus showed me tore my heart open, yet filled it with unshakable hope. My name is Teresa Santos, a 40-year-old single mother, a teacher scraping by in the crowded streets of Quezon City, Manila. On July 15, 2025, my world stopped in a fiery explosion at the Palenque, all because I couldn't resist a Facebook notification. I never imagined I'd meet him, stand in heaven's light, or carry a truth so urgent it burns in my soul. Jesus took me beyond this life, into a hidden war where shadows of addiction, lies, and despair choke our I saw our youth, our children, lost in a sea of screens, drowning in TikTok's endless scroll, chasing likes that left them empty. Boys in Manila, like my son, Carlo, trapped in violent games, their hearts hardening with every click. Girls in Cebu, like my daughter Anna, weeping over filtered faces, believing they'll never be beautiful enough. Families in Davao sat in silence, each glued to their phones, ignoring the love right beside them. Teens battled depression, their spirits crushed by cruel words typed in group chats. Men and women chased greed, betting their lives on online scams, dreaming of wealth that never came. Pornography stole innocence, bullying broke spirits, and violence spilled from screens into streets. Jesus stood beside me, his eyes brimming with tears, his love fierce yet tender, his voice a whisper that shook my core. Our Philippines, the heart of faith in Asia, stands at a crossroads. I saw two futures unfold, one where screens and lies chain our souls to darkness, where families crumble and faith fades, another where love, prayer, and courage light up our nation, where we rise as one to reclaim what's true. I wasn't ready for what he showed me. Manila's jeepneys stilled by chaos, Cebu's churches dimmed by doubt, Davo's youth crying for hope. But Jesus wept with me, his heart breaking for every soul lost to algorithms, every prayer drowned by notifications. He showed me the shadows, dark forces twisting truth, feeding on our pain, thriving in our distraction. They're not just apps or trends, they're chains, pulling us from God, from each other. I saw my own life. Nights spent scrolling, ignoring my kids, measuring my worth in likes, letting faith slip through my fingers. I saw Carlo's anger, Anna's tears, my own heart growing cold. Jesus didn't judge me. He loved me fiercely, fully, and called me to wake up. I came back not to scare you, but to plead. Your nane, your tate, your children, they're slipping away, lost to screens that promise everything but deliver nothing. Your faith, your love, your soul, they are under attack. But Jesus offers freedom, a light stronger than any shadow if you dare to look up. This isn't just my story, it's a cry for every Filipino, from Luzon to Mindanao. Our nation can shine, but only if we choose faith over fear, love over likes, God over gadgets. I died for a moment, but I live to tell you, the sound of awakening is here. Don't scroll past it, don't turn away. Listen to this truth, feel it in your bones. Before time runs out, my life was a fragile weave of love, stretched thin by struggle. I'm Teresa Santos, a 40-year-old single mother, teaching eager children in a noisy barangay in Quezon City, Manila. Each dawn, I'd rise before the jeepneys stirred, my rosary warm in my hands, whispering prayers for my children, Carlo and Anna, and for courage to face another day. Carlo, my 16-year-old son, was drifting far, his world swallowed by mobile games, his once bright laughter now a distant echo in our home. Anna, my 12-year-old daughter, chased TikTok dreams, her eyes fixed on likes, her heart wounded by cruel comments she hid from me. I poured my soul into holding us together, cooking adobo with Nanay's cherished recipe, singing karaoke at Barrio Fiesta, kneeling through Simban Gabi with her faded prayer book pressed against my chest. But I was breaking too. Late nights I'd lose myself in Facebook's glow, posting photos of my kids, craving likes to feel alive. only to sink deeper into emptiness when they didn't come. By day, I urged my students to chase their dreams, but buried my fears. Bills piling like a storm, my children slipping like sand through my fingers, my faith wavering like a candle in the wind. I'd lie awake, heart aching, asking Jesus to mend our bonds, to keep my love strong, to light my path through the dark. I wasn't in the palenque anymore. I floated, weightless, above the smoldering chaos of Manila's market, my heart still, my body gone. Smoke curled below, jeepneys stalled, screams faded into a distant hum. I saw my body, crumpled, bloodied, pinned beneath a cart, paramedics shouting, their hands frantic on my chest. Carlo's face flashed in my mind, Anna's too, their voices calling, Nene. I should have been terrified, but a peace, deep and warm, enveloped me like Nene's embrace after a nightmare. Every fear, bills, loneliness, my children's distance, dissolved. I felt free, seen, loved, as if the world's noise had finally hushed, leaving only a quiet promise of home. The scene blurred. A gentle pull tugged me backward, like a tide drawing me to shore. A light appeared, soft, not like Manila's harsh street lamps, but like candles at Simbangabi, warm, inviting. I drifted toward it, my soul hungry for its glow. The light grew, wrapping me in a love so vast it held every moment I'd felt cherished. Carlo's first smile, Anna's tiny hand in mine, Tatay's proud nod at my teaching degree. It wasn't just light, it had a presence, a heart. Then I saw him, Jesus. Not like the statues in our parish, stiff and distant. He was light itself, radiant, shaped like a man, his eyes alive with love. They saw everything, my late-night scrolls, my sharp words to Carlo, my doubts when prayers went unanswered. Yet he loved me, fiercely, with a
Teresa, my beloved child,
he said, his voice a melody, warm as a lullaby.
You are enough. I've held you through every tear. Come, I have truth to share.
I trembled, my soul bare. I'm not worthy, I whispered. I failed my children, my faith. He stepped closer, his presence like a hearth in a storm. I'm just a mother, a teacher, I said, tears falling, though I had no eyes. Why me? His smile softened the universe.
Because your heart seeks me, Teresa.
He said, his words like sunlight on my wounds.
Your love for Carlo, for Anna, mirrors mine. You've never been alone.
We stood in a boundless space, not a place but a feeling, heaven's heart glowing with colors I'd never seen, like a sunrise over Manila Bay but alive. There was no ground, no sky, only peace, as if every broken piece of me was whole again. I saw moments of my life, not as memories, but as threads in a tapestry. I saw Carlo's birth, Anna's first steps, my quiet prayers at dawn. I saw my mistakes too, snapping at Anna, ignoring Carlo's pleas, choosing lights over love. But Jesus didn't turn away. He wove those threads with grace, showing me they weren't wasted.
Every prayer you whispered I heard.
He said, his voice steady, full of promise.
Every tear you shed I kept. Your love, even in struggle, is precious to me.
I saw others, souls like stars, each a story, a life, connected in a divine dance. Some shone bright, others dimmed, tangled by fear or pain. Jesus pointed to a star flickering faintly.
That's Carlo,
he said, his eyes tender.
Is lost, but not gone. Your prayers hold him still.
Another star, smaller, pulsed with hurt. He whispered.
She seeks love, not likes. You can guide her back.
My soul ached, yet hope sparked within me. The space shifted, like pages turning in a sacred book. I saw the Philippines, not as streets or cities, but as a radiant heart, pulsing with faith, yet shadowed by doubt. Churches stood tall, but some were cold, their prayers routine, not alive. Families prayed, then reached for phones, missing the light in each other's eyes. Jesus' gaze held sorrow but not despair.
My Philippines is my heart in Asia.
He said, his voice a call, gentle yet urgent.
But shadows creep, stealing my children's joy. I need you, Teresa, to speak my truth.
I fell to my knees, or what felt like them, overwhelmed. I'm weak, I said. I don't know how. He lifted me, his touch like a father's, steady, sure.
Your weakness is my strength, Teresa,
he said, his eyes shining with love.
Your voice, your faith will light the way. Will you carry my love back?
I nodded, tears flowing, my soul ablaze with purpose. Heaven's glow held me, but my children's faces, Carlos' anger, Anna's fragility, pulled me back. I was ready to return, to fight for them, for my nation, for him. The heavenly glow softened, and Jesus led me into a vast chamber, its walls shimmering like a tapestry of stars. Thousands of screens floated before us, like lanterns at a Philippine fiesta, each a window into a heart, a life, a cry. I saw my Philippines, Manila's crowded streets, Cebu's quiet homes, Davao's bustling markets, alive yet shadowed by pain. Young faces, old faces, all stared into phones, their eyes dim, their spirits heavy. My chest ached, as if every tear they shed pierced me. Jesus stood beside me, his presence steady, his gaze filled with love and sorrow.
Teresa, my child,
he said, his voice warm like a father's lullaby.
Look at my people. See how shadows steal their light, how lies bind their hearts.
I focused on a screen. A girl in Cebu, barely 14, scrolled Instagram, her face wet with tears. She stared at influencers with flawless skin, lives she could never touch. Dark shadows, like storm clouds with eyes, swirled around her, whispering, "You're not enough. You're never enough." Each swipe fed them, their forms growing hungrier. Another screen showed a boy in Manila, 15, lost in a violent game, his shouts angry, his heart cold. Shadows pulsed, feasting on his rage, urging him toward cruelty. A young man in Davao, alone, watched pornography, his eyes hollow with shame. Shadows clung, hissing, "This is all you are." My soul trembled. I saw more, too much. A teen in Iloilo, bullied on Facebook, her spirit breaking under cruel words. A father in Zamboanga, addicted to online gambling, stealing from his sari-sari store, chasing a win that never came. A girl in Baguea, obsessed with TikTok, starving herself to match fake beauty, her mirror a liar. Family sat silent, mothers scrolling, fathers texting, children lost in games, love unspoken. Greed glittered in ads promising riches, violence bled from screens to streets. Despair grew in hearts chasing likes.
These shadows are old, Teresa,
he said, his voice steady yet aching.
They feed on pain, addiction, envy, loneliness. But your world has given them power, building bridges through screens to every soul. My heart weeps for my Philippines.
A screen flickered and I gasped. It was me, Teresa, in my room, 2 a.m., scrolling Facebook, feeling worthless when my post got no likes. Me, ignoring Anna's bedtime stories, too busy chatting online. Me, snapping at Carlo when he needed me, my eyes on my phone. Shadows wrapped me, whispering, "You're unseen, you're failing, you're not enough." I sobbed, my soul bare. I hadn't known. I hadn't seen how I'd let lies steal my children, my faith, my light.
You were blind, my beloved,
he said, his voice soft as dawn, wiping my tears with love.
Most are. But I see you every moment, every struggle. You are more than screens, more than likes. You are mine.
The screens faded. We stood in a radiant space, angels moving like light, answering prayers. Jesus showed a girl in Tacloban, clutching her rosary, praying through sobs. Her words became beams, piercing the heavens. Angels formed a shield, and shadows fled, powerless. I saw families in Manila, phones down, sharing adobo, laughing, praying. Teens in Cebu, playing basketball, their faces alive. A mother in Davao, reading Bible stories, her children's eyes wide with wonder. These were real, heart to heart, soul to soul, rooted in faith.
This is your calling, Teresa.
He said, his eyes shining with hope.
To love, to connect, to lead my people back to me. One prayer, one truth spoken can break the shadows. Will you speak?
My heart burned. I saw Carlo, angry, lost in games, but reachable. Anna, fragile, seeking likes, but longing for love. I saw my students, my barangay, my Philippines, hurting yet radiant with potential. Jesus showed two futures, one where screens ruled, families shattered, faith died. Another where prayer sparked revival, love rebuilt homes, truth set souls free. The Philippines, he said, was Asia's heart, meant to shine, but only if we chose light over lies.
My Philippines weeps, but it is not lost.
He said, his voice a call, gentle yet fierce.
I am raising voices like yours to break the chains. Even now, I use the unexpected. Journalists like Marco Lim, exposing lies, stirring truth, not because they're perfect, but because they disrupt the dark.
I saw Marco, a Filipino reporter, unmasking corruption, his words cutting through censorship. Like Trump or Musk, he wasn't holy, but chosen to shake what's hidden, to open eyes. Jesus' love embraced every soul, rich, poor, broken, proud. He wept for our blindness, our silence, but offered hope.
Teresa, my remnant is rising.
He said, his voice aflame.
Speak my truth, even if your voice shakes. Your love, your faith will light the way. Will you go?
I nodded, my soul alight, ready to fight for my children, my nation, my God. The heavenly chamber grew still, its radiant glow softening like a sunset over Manila Bay. Jesus stood before me, his eyes a lighthouse, piercing the fog of my fears, his presence a fire that warmed yet challenged my soul. I wanted to stay, wrapped in this peace where pain, doubt, and failure couldn't touch me. Heaven's light held me like Nene's arms after a long day, promising rest, promising home. But Carlo's angry scowl, Anna's tear-streaked face, the cries of my Philippines. They echoed in my heart, louder than any hymn. My children were lost in shadows, my nation dimmed by lies. I couldn't stay. Not when they needed me. Not when Jesus' love burned within me, urging me to act. My soul trembled, torn between heaven's embrace and the world's pain.
Teresa, my beloved daughter,
he said, his voice soft as a lullaby, yet steady as a rock.
You see my people's hurt, their chains. I need your voice, your heart to carry my truth. Will you go?
Tears fell. Though I had no eyes, my soul laid bare. I'm afraid, I confessed, my voice a whisper. I've failed Carlo, Anna, my faith. I'm too weak. Jesus stepped closer, his scarred hands reaching for mine, his touch like Tate's when I fell as a child, firm, forgiving, full of love. I saw Carlo hunched over his phone, his heart walled by games, yet yearning for connection. I saw Anna scrolling TikTok, her spirit bruised by cruel words, yet aching for my love. I saw my students, their eyes bright but dimmed by screens, my barangay, praying yet divided, my Philippines, a land of faith suffocating under lies.
They need you, Torres.
He said, his gaze kind, unyielding.
Your weakness is where my strength shines.
He said, his words a melody of hope.
I've carried you through every storm. I am with you always. Will you speak my truth, love fiercely, pray without fear?
My heart raced, a mix of awe and dread. Why me? I asked, my soul quivering. I'm just a teacher, a mother, a sinner. Jesus smiled, his light brighter than a Manila sunrise, his eyes seeing every late-night prayer, every tear shed for my kids, every moment I chose love over despair. You are mine, he said, his voice a promise etched in eternity. I saw my life, not as failures, but as a tapestry of grace, woven by his hands. I saw Carlo's first laugh, Anna's tiny hand in mine, the children I taught, their dreams fragile yet fierce. I saw my prayers small but heard, rising like incense to heaven.
Your love mirrors mine, Teresa.
He said, his voice tender, a call to rise.
Your faith, though faint, has moved mountains. Carlo, honor your nation. They wait for you. Will you carry my heart?
I nodded, tears flowing, my soul ablaze with purpose. I'll go, I whispered, my voice steady now. For my children, my people, for you. Jesus held me, his embrace like Nene's, grounding, eternal, filling me with courage I didn't own. I saw Carlo in a hospital chair, head bowed, fists clenched, whispering, I'm sorry, Mom. I saw Anna sobbing, clutching her rosary, begging, Nene, come back. Their love, their pain, pulled me like a tide. Save them, Lord, I pleaded. His nod was my anchor, his love, my shield.
Go, my child,
he said, his voice a gentle flame.
I'll never leave you. Tell them I love them, fiercely, forever. Tell them to look up to me, to break the shadows with faith.
The light pulsed, then wavered. A force seized me, sharp, unyielding, like lightning pulling me through a storm. Pain erupted, a tidal wave crashing over my soul, searing every nerve, every bone. My chest burned, my lungs screamed for air. Beeps stabbed the air, cold, relentless, like a machine's cruel heartbeat. The antiseptic stench of a hospital choked me. A tube scraped my throat. Voices, doctors, nurses, shouted, urgent. She's back, pulse is strong. My body was a prison, broken, heavy, each breath a battle. Pain clawed at me, merciless, but I felt Anna's hand, small, trembling, gripping mine. Nane, don't leave us, she sobbed, her voice breaking my heart anew. Carlo's voice, raw, cracked. Mom, I'm sorry, please. Their warmth anchored me, their love a lifeline. I squeezed their hands, weak but alive. Hospital lights blinded my eyes, but my soul saw Jesus' face, his promise unbroken. I was back. To fight for my children, to speak for my nation, to carry his light. I woke to pain, a body broken but alive. Doctors called it a miracle. 10 minutes and 23 seconds dead, yet no brain damage, only scars and a heart reborn. My ribs ached, my face bore cuts. My leg might never walk the palenque again, but Jesus' truth pulsed within me. Tell them I love them. The world looked different now. People hunched over phones, blind to each other, shadows lurking in their distraction. I couldn't stay silent. I saw Carlo's anger and my Philippines wounds and knew I'd return to fight. I deleted Facebook, TikTok, every app that chained me. At first, my hands itched for the screen, craving likes, the buzz of being seen. But soon, freedom came. I saw what I'd missed. Nene's recipes scribbled in her old notebook, the way Anna's eyes lit up when I listened, Carlo's quiet laugh when we played cards. I traded scrolls for stories, likes for love, and found life waiting. My family transformed too. Carlo put down his phone one night, tears in his eyes. I'm sorry, Nene, he said, his voice raw. We talked, really talked, about his games, his anger, his fears. Anna deleted TikTok, her hands shaking. I don't want to feel ugly anymore, she whispered. I held her, promising she was enough. We started praying together, not just at Simbang Gabi, but every night. Our rosaries entwined. Tete's old adobo recipe became our ritual. Laughter filling our table, phones forgotten. We weren't perfect, but we were whole, stitched by faith, love, Jesus. Sharing my story was harder. At church, Father Jose Cruz urged me to speak. I stood, voice trembling, and told of Jesus, the shadows, the call to look up. Some wept, nodding. Others scoffed, whispering I'd lost my mind. My friend Luz Reyes believed, her eyes bright with hope. You're brave, Teresa, she said, joining me to spread the message. But colleagues at school mocked, calling it a fantasy for attention. Students giggled, some cruelly, yet a few lingered, asking, is Jesus really like that? Their questions fueled me. I started Liwanag at our parish, a group to unplug, connect, pray. At first, only Luz, Carlo, Ana, and a few teens came, sharing fears of bullying, depression, games. We listened, prayed, laughed, phones off. Word spread, mothers joined, tired of silent dinners. Fathers came, weary of online scams. Teens opened up, shedding masks of likes. A local radio station shared our story. Then, a TV crew. Barangays across Manila, Cebu, Davao, started Liwanag groups, choosing faith over screens. I saw girls like Anna smile without filters, boys like Carlo trade games for basketball, families pray like it mattered. Challenges lingered. Pain flared in my ribs on rainy nights. Trolls online called me crazy, their words sharp. Some friends drifted, uncomfortable with my change. Carlo struggled, tempted by games. Anna faltered, missing TikTok's pull. Yet we held on, praying through doubts, leaning on Jesus' promise. My scars, on my face, my leg, reminded me of his love, his call. I'd see shadows in crowds, faint, watching, but they fled when we prayed, when we loved. I wasn't alone. Marco Lim, a journalist exposing corruption, echoed my mission, his reports cutting through lies like a blade. Strangers wrote, saying they'd felt the sound of awakening too, dreams of Jesus, urges to pray, to speak. My students began asking big questions, their eyes hungry for truth. The Philippines was stirring, not with noise, but with light. I died to learn this. One voice, one prayer, one heart can spark a fire no shadow can quench. I'm Teresa Santos, a mother, a teacher, a Filipino who died for 10 minutes and 23 seconds and came back with the truth that burns in my soul. Jesus showed me a Filipina drowning in shadows, addiction, lies, loneliness, but also a nation radiant with hope, ready to rise. Our worth isn't in likes, followers, or screens. It's in the love we give, the faith we hold, the hearts we heal. This isn't just my story. It's a call to every Filipino, from the jeepneys of Manila to the rice fields of Mindanao, to wake up, to choose light, to look up to God. Jesus wept for us, his heart breaking for our youth lost in TikTok's endless scroll, chasing validation that fades like mist. He grieved for girls like Anna, my daughter, who measured her beauty by filters, crying alone when they failed her. He saw boys like Carlo, my son, hardened by violent games, their dreams buried under algorithms. He mourned families in Cebu, sitting together yet worlds apart, phones glowing brighter than their smiles. He ached for teens in Davao, battling depression, their spirits crushed by cruel words typed in seconds. Men and women fell to pornography, greed, online scams, chasing empty promises that stole their souls. Bullying broke hearts, violence spilled from screens to streets. And silence, our silence, let the shadows grow. Jesus showed me these wounds, not to condemn, but to call us back to him, to the love that makes us whole. But he also showed me hope, a fire no darkness can quench. I saw a Philippines where faith shines like stars over Manila Bay. Families put down phones, sharing adobo, laughter, prayers. Teens played basketball, their faces alive, free from screens as chains. Mothers read Bible stories, children's eyes wide with wonder. Churches sang, not just songs, but truths that stirred souls. I saw young voices rising, teachers, students, workers, speaking love, courage, faith. Even when the world mocked, Jesus called them his remnant, his light bearers, chosen not for fame, but for heart. He showed me Marco Lim, a journalist exposing lies, not spreading them, a voice shaking the systems that hide truth. Like Trump or Musk, he's flawed, human, yet used by God to stir what's asleep, to open eyes to what's real. This hope isn't a dream, it's a choice. You, listening now, hold that power. Put down your phone. Look up, see your Nemi's weary smile, your Tate's quiet strength, your children's fragile dreams. Talk to them, really talk. Listen to their fears, their joys, their hearts. Pray, even if it's a stumble, a whisper in the dark. One prayer, Jesus said, can shatter shadows, spark heaven's light. Parents, see your kids. They're fighting battles you can't see against screens that steal their souls. Youth, your heart is stronger than any app, your faith brighter than any filter. Jesus waits, arms open, calling you to real love, real connection, to Him. I died chasing a Facebook post, a fleeting like that cost me everything. Don't make my mistake. Every notification, every swipe pulls you from what matters. Your family, your faith, your God. The shadows are real, feeding on our distraction, our fear, our silence. They thrive in algorithms, in lies that twist truth, in apps that promise joy but deliver chains. But Jesus is stronger, His love fiercer, His truth eternal. He showed me two futures, one where screens rule, families fracture, faith dies, another where prayer revives, love rebuilds, truth frees. The Philippines, our heart of faith in Asia, can lead this awakening if we choose. I came back broken, scarred, but alive with purpose. My body aches, my heart carries Carlo's anger, Anna's pain, my nation's wounds. Yet I'm not alone. Jesus walks with me, His promise my strength. He's calling you too, not to religion, but to revelation, to a love that transforms. Ask Him right now, Jesus, are you real? Show me your truth. Dare to listen, and your soul will never be the same. Don't wait for perfect moments or polished prayers. Start where you are, with what you have, a whisper, a question, a step. To every Filipino, from Luzon to Mindanao, this is our moment. Our children are slipping, our families fading, our faith tested, but we are not lost. Jesus weeps, but He hopes, He calls, He equips. Put down your phone, turn off the noise. Look into the eyes of those you love. Pray like it matters. Speak truth, though your voice shakes. Love like it's your last day. The shadows can't stand against a heart on fire for God. The Philippines can shine, not with screens, but with faith, with love, with Him. I see it now. The sound of awakening Jesus spoke of. It's not a siren, not a song. It's us, our prayers rising, our voices breaking free, our hearts turning home. It's Carlo saying, I'm sorry. Anna hugging me tight, my students, dreaming beyond screens. It's you, choosing faith over fear, love over likes, God over gadgets. The sound is here, growing louder, shaking shadows, lighting souls. Don't miss it. Don't scroll past. This is your invitation, your summons, your call. My name is Teresa Santos, and I died to tell you this. Jesus loves you, fiercely, forever. He's waiting, not in the clouds, but in your heart, your home, your now. Put down your phone, look up to Him. The sound of awakening is here. Don't let it pass you by. Through Teresa Santos's near-death experience, Jesus revealed a profound truth. Screens and lies bind us, but faith, love, and prayer set us free. Her journey unveils a Philippines trapped by addiction, disconnection, and despair, yet poised to shine as Asia's heart of faith. Your worth isn't in likes or followers, it's in God's boundless love. Put down your phone, embrace your nanay, tate, and children, and pray with a heart open to Him. Look up to God. Choose connection over distraction, and let your faith light the way. Join our YouTube community to spread this awakening. Subscribe, share this video, and inspire others to break the shadows. The Philippines can rise, but it starts with you. Choose love, choose faith, choose Him today. The sound of awakening is here, and it's calling your name.